Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Online Karting League, the European Challenge. I'm Sean Lopes, and I'll be hopefully entertaining you guys with what promises to be an awesome event. We've got, 13 carts on track. We're going to get into qualifying. We have finally moved away from our KF3 carts, and we have now finally gotten our own OKL, OKJ carts online. Hopefully this promises to be a exciting event with 13 carts on grid, and hopefully we are going to have a lot of fun tonight with some really good European drivers. Alright, so I believe you guys saw at the end the qualify or the practice results excuse me, as close as it could possibly have been. I think it was a 10th between first, second and third. Ruben Mamelok clipping the tire there. Not ideal. Anton Carlander now coming through. I think we've got a whole host of OTKs on the track tonight. And those are the new OTKs. Hopefully everybody gets entertained by a good showing of the new OKJs. Mamelok, Forsell. That is first three guys already all OTK. Simon Meyer as well, OTK. Then comes Alphonse Kiwi with his Maranello kart. He keeps changing it every single race. Alphonse Kiwi changes it up. Oh, half a second ahead of the pack already. Then LSBT, also another OTK. This is really OTK fest at the moment, and he's got a very damaged OTK there. Francesco Cartini in his Kart Republic, still running the older version, of course, because we haven't released a new one in OKL. Oscar Paulsberg, Formula K. And that's also, again, the new chassis, the new body kits, rather. What a beautiful looking kart. That tail, that rear of that kart is so low. Let's see what Paulsberg does. Excuse me. As we cross the line, Paulsberg is currently in second. A 10th of the pace at the moment. Alphonse Kiwi still leading the way. The 201 of Alphonse Kiwi. And currently the defending champ of OKL EU. 14 carts on the... Ooh, Paulsberg seemed like he just clipped the wall there slightly. Didn't bother his lap or hinder his lap. So not too bad. I hear kart spin out 300. So that would be two juniors racing. Anybody with a 300 will be categorized as a junior. And but they are, obviously there's not enough juniors, so they are racing with the seniors in the OKJ. And while these carts are moving, Mamelok crossing the line, a 10th and a half of the pace. Yeah, just like to say, apologize for the slight delay in the start of our qualifying. That's because we had some guys a little bit late to the party, trying to get their mods up and running with the new OKL app and all those bits and pieces. But we got them going, we got them access, and they are good to go. 13 carts on the grid. Fluid not out on track as of yet, probably still trying to figure it out. 6 minutes to go of our qualifying session. Here comes Malcolm Malau, and he just yoinks Forzel into the tire barrier. Anton Carlander, OTK again. A whole host of... This is basically an OTK Invitational at Buckmore Park. Oh, Carlander climbing the curb there. Ooh, and he grip rolls. And that would have hindered Alphonse Kiwi's lap completely, facing his kart the wrong way there. Unfortunately, Kiwi trying to get going again. And in true form this season, he changes his kart every racetrack he goes to. I guess that's the benefit of racing at on a virtual space. You can run any chassis you want, any plastic, any sticker. Doesn't matter, it's not going to cost you any extra money, which is lovely. Here comes Devin Taylor, I believe, South African born racing over in the UK side. He's come out with a Prema kart. So good to see another newcomer as well to the OKL space. Let's see, where's Taylor on the... Oh, he's only sorted out his mod, so I'm going to assume his pace is going to be off by quite a lot. But have no fear. There's the top 7 is within 4/10 of each other. So we are definitely in for a treat. And of course, Buckmore Park is a fast-flowing track. It's a couple of hard-braking zones. Only 37 seconds a lap. It is intensely quick. Taylor getting it sideways there again. Simon Meyer following him at the moment with his OTK. And a little bit of a change to the scenery for OKL this year. Something new, I suppose, and that is the OKJ engine that has been released in the last couple weeks, probably a month now. And tomorrow, we're going to release a test version of the Mini Rock engine, so we're going to have all our clients be able to download that test for the beta testing and be able to test on that kart, that engine, and give us some feedback on what we can improve before it gets released for its final version. So the Mini Rock coming tomorrow, and I will probably see the OKL South African guys change their karts in the very near future as well, because we've used the Mini 60 and we've used the KF for such a long time now. And I think all of the guys are like, yeah, I think it's time for change. Change is good. Meyer currently is in 10th place, crossing the line right now. Improves by 2/10, almost, or pretty much 3/10, but still a second off the pace. Morgan Cooney, Prema kart as well, 9/10 off the pace. Let's follow him for a lap around Buckmore Park. See if he's got the pace. Maybe improves this time around. He's got a cosmic suit. Prema kart, that's a Kart Republic. So he's all over the place at the moment when it comes to his look on the track or in the kart. Only person to not join us on track so far is Jake Fluid. Jake Fluid with no practice, arrive and drive pretty much. Which is of course far from ideal. See Jake Fluid saying that he's got some problems there, unfortunately. Game crashing. Ooh, Malcolm Milal has gone into pole position, taking that away from Alphonse Kiwi. Jake Fluid's on the track. Don't have his helmet though. This is going to be a real tall order. 1 minute to go. Jake Fluid's kind of going to have to get out and immediately just start cracking on with the pace. Alphonse Kiwi now going into pole position, half a tenth, the gap between first and second. But Fluid's going to have a tall order really, and the longer he lets that thing roll backwards, the longer it's going to take to start it up again. Kart flooding. Look, he's struggling to get it going. Push to start. There we go. Got it up and running. Like I said, not ideal. Here comes Anderson. No, we're going to go to Kiwi. I think we want to follow Kiwi. Alphonse Kiwi on that Maranello kart. What will he be able to do in his final? No, he's probably about 2 more laps in it actually. Let's see, Kiwi. Let's follow him on 1 lap of Buckmore Park. Let's see if we can get onto it. On the radiator of Alphonse Kiwi's kart. This thing is so fast. Kart seems like a handful at the moment. Alphonse Kiwi all over the place. See him fighting that kart, moving the steering wheel around. No precise movements. But it does improve. In fact, half a tenth gained on that lap by Alphonse Kiwi. So even though the kart didn't seem as stable as he would like it, he was still fast. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Malcolm Lill in his OTK on track at the moment. Going into the final sector now. Last couple of corners and it's pretty much flat out through the rest of this phase of the track. And that's the end of qualifying. Malau did not improve that time around, unfortunately. Kiwi does improve once again. Anderson, 1.3 seconds of the pace. Here comes Enzo Forsell. Does not improve that time around, so no one else on track. LSBT, 4/10 off still. Here comes Jake Fluid with literally no practice at all, so I probably wouldn't have expected his lap to get any much better there. A tall order for Fluid. He's kind of going to have to learn from that pre-final, which is going to be a really, really big task for Jake Fluid, really. Okay, so the pre-final, guys, as we've got a change in the setup. What's going on here? I hear the noises, but I don't see anything moving. Oh, there we go. The change in the format. So the pre-final, because these are push to start kart. Oops, there goes 2 drivers disqualified immediately. They'll get a restart. There will be 3 of them. Oh, the track. Yeah, anyways. So there's 9 lap final. Or pre-final and a 14 lap final. Even though it says 10 on the screen, it means there's 1 formation lap. We'll get going with the push kart. Then they'll do a formation lap, and then they'll do a rolling start. It's all about if they can keep the pace and clean and consistent, the race director will let them go and start racing as soon as they're all good to go. Pretty much the calm before the storm right now, waiting for the karts to go to track. Below on track now, we're waiting on Alphonse Kiwi. These guys will be no stranger to a rolling start. Most of the leagues around the kart racing pro scene will have rolling starts, as well as the OKL Worlds. These guys did the rolling starts in any case, so it's not going to be anything new. And most of them doing karts in real life do rolling starts the whole time, regardless. So it's all about just keeping that composure, not getting on top of everybody around you. There's another restart. The guys aren't behaving as it stands. So I think that was the third. It would be probably the third and final restart. So what would happen now is if the guys don't all behave before the lights go out, they'll go racing without them. So anybody that's missing, unlucky, we're going to go. We'll be racing without them, like I said. So as soon as everybody gets on the track, we can get going. Right, I think we're going to have everybody on the track by now. Ooh, Malau's missing. There he goes. Alphonse Kiwi will be leading the charge. That is The starting procedure has now begun. We're going to get going with a push start. And then the guys will do their formation lap. And then all of a sudden you start hearing the engines roar. And you just see it's an OTK festival, really. Hopefully we don't have one guy that didn't pay attention in a briefing and it just kind of starts doing his own thing. Alphonse is not even heating his tires. He's just driving straight, keeping the temps on those tires as low as possible. Wonder if he knows something we don't. Alright, so they should be bunching up now. Alphonse Kiwi should be controlling the pack. They should be nice and slow, 30 to 40 kph. Oh, this cart's not behaving in the tram lines. They're going to head into tram lines right now. Going to go around the final corner and into the tram lines now. The boys are lined up, 13 carts ready to go. This is it. It will be under the instruction of the race director. Green light, lights out, and there we go. The flag has dropped for them. Alphonse Kiwi into the corner first. Couple guys in the background. I see a couple guys going sideways. Nope, they all caught their carts. They're moving along swiftly. Still a couple guys fighting. I see that's Cortini fighting his cart in the background. They're not getting the temps up and running from the get-go. Cortini falling into 4th place as it stands. Honestly, great start. Cleaner than what I thought it would be, if I'm honest, so that's good to see. Normally by the first corner there's a guy going off in the background, but normally by the first couple corners you'd see a lot of carts sideways. Fantastic stuff by everybody, really just trying to behave, getting into the groove, and now they would settle in. What a big lead between P1, 2 and 3. Ooh, running wide there is Carlander. Here comes Milal back into P2. Carlander trying to fight that. He's going to hang it around the outside. Nope, not going to work for him. Milal into the second 180s. Carlander all over the rear. The two of them fighting is going to, of course, open the door for Alphonse Kiwi to just break away from the pack as soon as possible. The 242 I see sideways against the tires on the side. That's Jake Fluid, of course, no practice. Fluid will be completely out of it. He kind of needs to learn from this pre-final. Lose a couple points, but use these 9 laps to gain experience, because the finals where most points will be scored. Alphonse Kiwi leading the way. Milal and Carlander getting time penalties already, which means Cortini is gaining on everybody behind. Oh, here comes Forsell setting it down the inside. That's another OTK. OTK 2, 3, 4. Kart Republic in 5th place at the moment. And then the Maranello kart of Kiwi leading the pack by a huge margin, 2 seconds already. Enzo Forsell in, well, he's the third of the OTK queue. Then Cortini, Italian driver right behind him, and of course he's running the Prema kart. Then another OTK in the form of Simon Meyer. Oop, he's got a little bit of a lag spike. Anderson, nose cone, already dented, so that's a 5-second penalty. You can clearly see that nose cone is looking very second hand on Anderson's kart. Then Ellis Beatty's kart looks fine. Pace is not there at the moment. Maybe he had a little bit of a scruffle in the beginning of the race. Morgan Cooney, one of the newcomers as well. I think I saw him go sideways. He's also one of the juniors, number 380. Devon Taylor, kart seems very slow right now and very, very far off the pace. I think he went sideways. He also didn't have any practice really, so yeah, I guess that can be excused. Lap 6 of 10, done. Alphonse Kiwi on the charge, still 2.9 seconds. So again, Kiwi's leading the way, nobody's behind him. Well, in his close vicinity rather. Then Malcolm Malau, who had a really good qualifying, got himself, lost a couple positions on the start, got himself back into P2. He's going to have to pick up the pace if he wants to keep hold of Kiwi. Carlander, Forsell, still fighting. I think it's a Swedish driver versus Italian. And then Cortini, the Italian, behind him as well. Buckmore Park, what an awesome track. Flowing so fast. 36, 37 seconds a lap. Into the first 180s we go. Second 180s now. Carlander ahead of Forsell. Will Enzo be able to do anything? Is there more in that car? Does he have pace to get himself another position? Remember, pre-final scores half the points of the final, and it also sets your starting position for the final. Oh, that was a big nudge there by Enzo. Carlander unsettling his car there, but on the exit into the last couple corners we go now. Left-hander, all flat out through here, and then that's a lap of Buckmore Park. Amazing track. What a historical track. Forza going down the inside. Carlander has to keep the car on the outside. He's going to try and do a cutback, which of course is going to put him on the outside for the next 180. Not ideal. Ooh, he's going to try and send it down the inside. Clips the side of Forza, opens the door for Cortini. Cortini now all over. Oops. Move the camera to the wrong place. Cortini now all over the rear of Forza. Carlander wants that position back. He doesn't want to let go. Ooh, he's going to send it onto the curb there, using all of the track and more. I see there's a nose cone on track. That would be a technical non-compliance. Who would be the driver with the nose cone off? We'll quickly sift through the field. Cortini losing a position once more. Anderson still got his second-hand nose cone on there. Oh, LSBT has to retire. That's a technical non-compliance, unfortunately. Alphonse Kiwi, 4 seconds the lead and a class of his own. As soon as the boys behind him started fighting, that was his opportunity to pull the plug and say, I'm out of here. Malcolm Allow broke away now because Forzel and Cortini had a fight. And Carlander, where's all of that? All of those guys gone to? Taylor's unfortunately a lap down. Anderson and Cortini now. We've lost Carlander. Carlander's behind, so Anderson is coming back at this back. Back marker in the way. He's not going to just move. You kind of need to move around him, really. There we go, down the inside. Taylor hopefully realizes, yep, he does realize there's blue flags being waved at him. This is our final lap already. My word, that's gone by quickly. Alphonse Kiwi, class of the field, again, still leading the championship, I believe. Leading the pre-final, maximum points for the pre-final, and that will set him up nicely for another pole position start in the final. Alphonse Kiwi crossing the line with that Maranello card. My word, my brain just broke completely there. And even if as I say that, it still broke. Malcolm Allow, second place. Then Forzel's got himself up into third. Cortini, fourth place. Anderson into fifth. Carlander lost out quite a lot there. He's gone down into sixth place. Simon Meyer, I believe. Taylor one lap down. Simon Meyer will be in seventh. Then Morgan Cooney will cross the line with that Prema cart. And that should be the end of your pre-final. The unfortunate biggest losers from that first or that pre-final exchange was LSBT, Ruben Murdoch, Jake Fluid and Oscar Polsberg, all with a DNF, which means no points to be scored, even if it's only 3 or 4 points. They all add up at the end of the championship, which is, there'll be, I think, one more round to go because we did postpone. What did we postpone? PFI? Calendar, here we go. That's what I was trying to look for. Actually, Sarno. Sarno is the last track that needs to be raced for us to complete the European Championship. And then, of course, we will not wait long. The 10th of June, we'll get into another Sarno race, which will be the WSK series starting. So, still a lot to do. Still a lot of fun to be had. Can't wait. Alright guys, in the YouTube channel, who do you think is going to take this one? Give us your feedback. Feel free to just post a chat. Alphonse Kiwi, of course, class of the field in that final. So if you had to put money on anyone, probably Alphonse. But I think Milal had the pace to keep up. It's just he was immediately fighting with... who was that in the beginning? Carlander. I think BT was in there as well. And Forcell. No, not BT. BT wasn't in that initial pack. So Milal, Carlander and Enzo were really fighting. And that gave Alphonse the clean opportunity to break away by 4 or 5 seconds. And that's all he needed. He did not need a second invitation on that one. So... Oops, there goes somebody to restart the final. All right, that will be the first possible restart. I guess what we can do as well, whilst we wait, we can maybe just do a little bit of a flyby, yeah? A flyover of the track. Buckmore Park, of course, in such a awesome bit of space, a lot of trees around it. This first corner definitely very interesting. It's very fast flowing through here into your first real braking zone opportunity, which would be the 180s. The first 180 rather. You'll probably want to set something up through here and then move into the second 180. Preferably on the inside. You don't want to be on the outside if you are fighting someone. Get yourself running through here very nicely, and then you don't want to be going side by side through this little section. Going down. Almost flat out through everything really. And then here again, you want to get as close to those tires, I believe, as possible. Throw that cart in and use the corner camber. Run nice and hard through here. Then over this little crest and go back downhill, and before you go uphill for the awesome little roller coaster that is Buckmore Park. Waiting on all the drivers to get onto the track, whilst we are just doing a little bit of a flyby, having some fun, just checking the spectators, what are they up to. These two guys seem to be moving quite a lot. I'm fairly certain as I turn around, we'll find them again. There's the one. Wow, he's moving, and the other one already moved up all the way till there. So fast. And then as I move away from them, they're already chilling here in the final sector. So these guys are really fast moving around the track, just checking out what's happening. Alright guys, I think we are going to get into our starting procedure. Alphonse Kiwi will take us through another formation lap of the OKL European Championship with the OKJ engines. And you hear those engines all start up. Alphonse for some reason doesn't have a number on the back of his cart. Just a blank sticker. And then absolutely yeeted off the track by his fellow front row driver. But luckily they all waited and they reset it. There's a cart. Oh, Cooney losing a nose cone. That means the end of his race immediately, because he just sent it into the tire barriers on the formation lap. You don't want to be doing that. I don't know why the guys are still warming up their tires. They literally had 3/4 of a lap to do that. But here we go. The start of the race is among us now. Alphonse Kiwi taking them nice and slow into the tram lines. We go. As soon as they are ready and COC or the race director is happy with what he's seeing, he's going to drop the flag and they're going to get going. You see their foot going down. That's lights out and away we go. Good start there by Kiwi, breaking away immediately. Malcolm Ilau coming over across to defend that. We've got 3 wide into the first corner, which is never going to be a good spot to go at. Who's gained so much on the start? Malal shows 1 second. I think he got a time penalty. Which is okay, that can be reviewed and remove Malal in second. And then behind him we've got Enzo and Cortini, Francesco Cortini, that is already fighting the 2, I think it's the 2 Italian drivers. Ooh, all over the curves, they go. Enzo is on the fence here. Ooh, Cortini clips the wall, they're both going sideways. For some reason they're both rejoining the track unsafely there. And chaos has sprung onto this track. Ooh, Paulsberg really avoiding that like an absolute champ there. Not ideal. Who was that? Enzo clipping the wall, getting it sideways and rejoining unsafely. Still has his cart in one piece though. That's an absolute miracle with the way he got sent on that lap. But okay, what an unfortunate start there. But let's not forget, the race is still on. We've got Alphonse Kiwi, Malcolm Malal. Malal had not the greatest of starts, a bit of too much argy-bargy, I'd say. But here we go into turn 1, now into turn 2, which is that 180, the first of the 180s, and into the second we go. Very fast-flowing 180, that is. Let's just see if we can follow this. A lap of Buckmore Park with Malcolm Malal. Will he be able to catch Kiwi? Let's check the gap. 1.7 tenths, because I think he's got a 1 second penalty from the formation lap already. Let's see as he crosses the line. 1.7 was the gap. It is 1.8, so 10th gained. A 10th gained by Kiwi, so he's still breaking away with this one. And then just behind him, I see there's a battle. Fluid. Fluid has come up through the field with the 5... Oh, that's a pushback nose cone as well. So that's a 5 second penalty, but Fluid already in 6th place behind him. Cortini is technically... Oh, he's technically on track in 5th. But I think time penalties has put him ahead of Cortini. Cortini getting a 1 second penalty, I think. Oh, Fluid will gain himself a penalty for that. Crossing the track there as well. Cortini just getting it wrong into that last corner. He keeps getting too close to that tyre barrier. Now, the famous words of Alphonse Kiwi, close is fast, is not always the case when you actually clip the damn tyres. So hopefully Cortini does realize that and he stays off the tyres a little bit. Or the barrier, rather. Fluid is going on the defensive here. Cortini definitely on a faster gearing ratio there. He's got a lot of speed in that kart, but Fluid getting it wrong there, and he gets sideways. Now that kart needs to be pushed back on to its... to get the momentum going to start that engine. Here comes Mamalok. Mamalok, of course, starting almost right at the back of the pack. He's currently in 4th place. Oh, Carlander getting it wrong. Anton Carlander getting it sideways as well, losing the kart. And that promotes Ruben Mamalok into 3rd place from the back of the field. Now, is there last to first on offer here or not? I don't know about that. 3 retired cards. Taylor, Anderson, Cooney. Cooney retired on the formation lap, losing his nose cone. LSBT is currently in 6th place. DNF there by Fluid as well. Leaving his updates too late. And unfortunately not getting everything up and running in time. Gap 2.6 seconds between Malal and Kiwi. Kiwi breaking away from the field, but just too much. Ooh, Paulsberg here at the back, getting it sideways into that last couple corners. Pretty much flat out through there, so interesting that he's gone sideways. Maybe just using too much of the kart, steering into the corner. And he probably got too much grip than what he bargained for initially. And he got it a little bit wrong there. See, none of the boys are running the silencer on the OKJ exhaust. Oh, Alphonse is actually, I'm lying. Alphonse has got the silencer on there. Alphonse leading the way. 3 seconds, the gap more than halfway done. Lap 9 of 15. Kiwi is on charge. Can anybody get close to this guy in the EU space? Malal, really a good turnout from him. Unfortunately, just getting into a little bit too many exchanges throughout the start of the race, and that's gotten him out of that tow from Kiwi, unfortunately. Oh, what happened to Mamalok? He's gone down quite a lot down the field. He was in 3rd, now he's in 6th place. Cortini coming back. Oh, and Cortini's got that silenced, the silence on the exhaust as well, I see. So on track, Carlander is ahead, but time penalty, 1/10 is the gap between Carlander and Cortini. So if Carlander can build that gap and Cortini might make a small mistake, Carlander might still settle for 3rd place. Oh, there's going to be a lot of incident reviews at this rate. We've seen a lot of retirements, we've seen a lot of carts go sideways, and unsafe rejoins probably. Let's see what incidents gets asked to be reviewed and what the stewards do pick up from those. Cortini in third. Momolok is now down in 5th place. So he's gone past BT. Momolok's got a lot of time penalties. BT is so far behind, but it says 3/10 is the gap. Enzo with a very second-hand looking OTK there. At nose cone, it was definitely worth 5 seconds penalty, as well as Paulsberg right behind him. Oh, Paulsberg clipping the tires there. Is it true? What happened? He just disappeared on my screen completely. Yeah, he's clipped the barrier again. 4.3 seconds. 4.4 seconds is the gap. Let's go on board. Awesome looking helmet cam there from Alphonse Kiwi. Into the 180s we go. Just look at that control of that car. He's very precise with the movements. The car does still seem a little bit unstable though. It seems like he's moving the wheel around. Oopsie. Over the curb he goes, bouncing that cart all over the place. That is a lap of Buckmore Park with Alphonse Kiwi, the leader of the race, the start of his final lap. Alphonse is going to bring it home and be the... Well, if he finishes the race as is, keeping that cart facing forward, he will bring this home in P1 with Malal right behind him. Not right behind him, rather, that's 5.6 seconds the gap, so pure domination by Alphonse Kiwi, and then Malcolm Malal rightfully in P2. His laps were much faster than everybody else, of course with the exception to Kiwi throughout the pre-final and the final. There we go, Alphonse Kiwi taking P1. Malal is going to cross the line, P2, well done there by Malcolm Malal. Then Anton Carlander, has he done enough to stay ahead of Cortini? Carlander crosses the line in P3. Cortini will be in P4. Momolok in 5th place. I think he'd be happy with that, starting at the back of the pack. BT in 6th place, and then Paulsberg will be in 7th with Meyer, I think, a lap down and probably some time penalties. And that's it for the OKL European race. We will have some interviews quickly with the drivers. We'll keep it nice and short. Let's just quickly go to a cam and we'll do we have anything of where is the just stick it down like this, park it, and we will do our interview with the drivers. Alright, Carlander will be the first one to be pulled in. Anton Carlander currently unofficially in P3, crossing the line in that final. Do you want to quickly just talk us through your race? It seemed like there was quite a lot of battling on track, and you managed to secure yourself a P3. How was your race? Okay, I guess Carlander doesn't know how to unmute his mic, or he doesn't even have a mic. So we'll pull him out of here and get somebody else in. There. Anton, Colin, are you there?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, there we go. So you're on stream. P3 for you. How do you feel your race went?
Up and down. I could have done better, but I did a lot of mistakes this round. It's a very bumpy track and a hard car to drive, so it's easy to do a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, so I think you had a time penalty as well, and at some point, Cortini in P4 was within that second. Were you aware of that, and you kind of just pushed to make sure you get him out of that 1 second, or did you just do your own thing?
Yeah. I just put my head down and drove as quickly as I could to pull away.
All right, fair enough. Well done from my side. Good job, P3. Difficult track, difficult kart. And yeah, hopefully there's no penalties coming your way. And yeah, good job once again.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we will pull in Bilal. Hello, can you hear us? Checking, giving you the role to speak. If you want to just unmute your mic. I think I need to move you out and in. There we go. All right, cool. Malcolm Bilal. P2 for you. It seemed very busy in the beginning of the race and then kind of settled down for you. How was your race? How did that feel for you?
It was good. I had consistent pace, but Alphonse had a little bit better pace, so I couldn't catch. But yeah.
Yeah, his pace was very quick. How was the performance of the kart? Does it feel cool to race the new OKJs in OKL?
Yeah, I think it's a good kart and good feeling when driving. So yeah.
All right, cool. Well, from our side, well done on that P2. Hopefully, next time you don't fight with the guys in front of you. You fight with the guys, the guy behind you, but you rather fight with the one in front of you, which would be Alphonse. But yeah, congratulations on that P2, and we'll hopefully see you for the next.
Thank you.
All right, Alphonse Kiwi once again, top spot, P1. How did that feel?
Great. It was a very tough physical race.
Yeah, it seemed like the track. Well, I mean, the track is very fast. It's quite short, 36, 37 seconds a lap, but it's bumpy as hell. How did this track combination feel with the new OKJ from OKL?
I think it was quite good. I know some of my friends, but they were struggling with it. But in my opinion, it's a good combo.
All right, yeah, it seemed like it could have been real fun. I think maybe a lot of your friends didn't do enough practice compared to you, but you know the carts. You're not a world champion for nothing. How did the performance of these engines, and when I say performance, I'm talking about your FPS in game. Was it stable compared to what we've previously experienced with other engines, like your KF and anything else like that from other modders? Does this, with 13 cards on the grid, how did that feel for you? Did you get performance drops?
No, none of all. It was only FPS, higher FPS right now with this engine. It's crazy with the details as well. That
yeah,
we're able to have this high FPS.
Fantastic to hear. Alphonse, once again, P1 for you. We'll see you at the next event, which will be Sano, because we postponed that one first, and then the next event after that would be Sano again, but for the WSK series. So Alphonse, congratulations on another W. We'll see you back for the next one.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody, that is it from OKL, the European Championship done. Well, round 4 done and dusted. Round 1 still needs to be rerun because of issues we had the first time around. So come back in a couple weeks' time for the OKL European Championship with the OKJ on Sano. And then on the 10th of June, we will have OKL WSK, which is a global entry. So this is not region specific like the African and the European Championships. All OKL members will have access to this one. might have an exception to the law for the Australian-based drivers because of the high ping to the servers, but I believe the US drivers, the European and the South African drivers will all be able to run WSK, as well as most of the Asian drivers. So it should be super fun. We'll see you for that one. Goodbye for now.